Welcome back to First Coast Coyote. I'm Fred.
I'm Jason.
We're back here on our Sunday Sitdown, going over best tires.
Topic for discussion: tires, replacement tires, best tire to run on your Mustang.
Yeah, we're gonna break it down into three categories basically. Your typical daily driver, then maybe your daily driver / weekend warrior that maybe you don't drive that many miles a year, so you can run a more aggressive tire on the street, and then either second set of wheels or dedicated drag car kind of situation. So we're going to start out with kind of your daily driver, and of course we get most people might take their car to the track occasionally just to see what they can do with it, but even if you didn't, your goal is still the same: max traction.
Max traction.
But then you also want tread life, and of course be able to drive in the rain and survive.
Right, and I think that with drivability, or with the daily driver Mustang, I think tread life and cost efficiency.
Right, yeah, because you figure
the
your
cost
average
coefficient
person is driving
of that would-
12 to
is-
15,000 miles a year.
Right,
So you're looking at a 30,000 mile tire every 2 years.
right. Anything I think anything with a tread wear below 180 tread wear, and if you don't know where your tread wear is, just look at the side of a tire. It says TW, and it'll give you a number. That number, the lower the number, the more sticky it's going to be.
Typically, the more traction you
The
have,
more traction
but
you're
that's
going
the
to
less
have.
life it has.
But yeah, you can expect that tire is you're going to burn through that tire.
There's also, in one tread rating, there's also a various number of options. Like 300 is common number, and there's tons of to bad to good. But once you
Right.
start getting down to like 100 and 0, and then
Right.
No.
There's Z rating, Y rating. I mean, you got speed rating for the tires. You got all these other
Yeah, I don't
factors
know
and
if
variables. But tread. If we're talking strictly about
we're
traction,
talking about daily driving, traction.
yeah.
There's other variables we can get into, but most of the time you're gonna not have to worry about that.
Right, and depending on what type of Mustang and what kind of mods you have done to your car, what suspension mods you've done to your
Right.
car, you can go through a set of street tires on a vehicle, anywhere from 15 to 20,000 miles on a stock set of tires.
On the stock tires, yeah, you'll probably run out and probably, I've seen people from 10 to 20.
Right. I mean, if that's like you want to test out the line lock a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean,
You're doing
honestly,
6 skids.
you
or
just bought the
something.
car. If you still got the stock Pirellis on
Yeah.
there, you haven't had it very long if you still have them.
Right. I mean, my stock Pirellis lasted 21,000 miles.
That's actually a good stretch.
Yeah, but I babied the crap out of them, but they still were slick. It's a great summer tire, and then you've got for our viewers up north, you've got the tires that you want to try to like an all-terrain tire, all-season tire that you want to maintain.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're not going to be very familiar with snow traction tires
Yeah,
and stuff. I see.
we're Southern boys
Yeah.
for transplanted Southern boys, but so we're going to talk strictly about a summer tire with you guys. Okay?
Right, I've seen a couple people talk about like the Blizzak tires and stuff, but honestly,
Right.
if you're trying to drive through snow in a Mustang, you're just gonna be taking it real easy either way, whatever you get.
Yeah, I've had to do it, and I put a Goodyear Eagle on my tire or on my car.
Tire on your tire.
I put my tire, but I put a Goodyear Eagle on there, and it seemed to grip fairly decent. But yeah, if you're driving a Mustang in the snow, Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Just like.
But I think for the first level, I think there's probably a couple of basic ones. You're looking at probably your cheap NT 555 G2s, which is common. Then you're going to be looking at the Firehawk.
Yeah, the Indy 500 from
Yeah, the
Firestone. Great tire. I've got both sets in my garage right now. I've got on the car. I'm running the Nitto 555s G2s.
How do you feel about those?
Well, initially, I mean, I like them initially, but they're just there's no grip in first, second gear. The car just gets all kinds of loose and goose. So
what about rain traction?
rain traction? I mean, I haven't had any issues, but I don't get.
So it might be more towards the daily driver, whatever,
but more so a dry,
less on the traction.
a dry tire, in my opinion. Because to be honest with you, a rear-wheel drive car in the rain, any kind of stuff like that, you just want to just kind of stay with, an all-season tire that's going to keep you out of trouble. I've seen so many cars just go.
I think we might have a little bit of a difference of opinion on that, but I
try not to drive in the rain as much as I can.
Right. Well, no one wants to drive.
Right, but I mean, it's one of those things where they're decent in the rain. The Firestone was decent in.
Daddy. Hey, Dad.
Hey, baby. What?
Mom! Mommy! Mommy! Mama! Mama! Mama!
What?
Hi.
Yeah, just keep going.
Just keep it moving.
But yeah, so I hear a lot of good reviews of the Indy 500s.
And the reason why I put those on
the
my
price
stock,
range.
I put those on my stock performance pack wheel, and the number one reason why I put them on my car was because of price range. I picked up a set from Tire Rack for I think just at like $780 out the door.
Yeah, that was the big thing is their performance level and their capabilities for their price range is such a huge bargain deal.
Right.
But that's a common tire that a lot of people get.
Huge valleys for dispersing
bang
the
for
water.
buck, yeah.
And unfortunately I went and took them off the car, took the wheel off the car before it even got a chance to drive it in the rain. So I don't know how they fare in the water, but other guys that I know have them on the car. They love them, and I mean they're aggressive. The tread pattern looks aggressive. It's a great looking car or tire, and nothing but rants and raves about them.
There's other tires too. Like an Invo is a common in between tire that's supposed to be great in the rain and have some good dry traction as well, but not be too expensive. And then for my first tires I had were the NT05 non-Rs, the non-drag radials, and they seemed okay at first, but then after a few thousand miles, they were just terrible at everything. There was no dry traction, which that's what I thought they would give me was at least some solid dry traction. No dry traction. There was no rain traction at all. I remember taking an on-ramp or an exit ramp, and I would just, if it was wet, I would feel like the car not wanting to stay.
White knuckle, perfect.
It was like 40 around it, but now I have the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, which, as we know, is coming on the new Performance Pack 2018s. Great tire. That's supposed to be replacing the Michelin Pilot Super Sport, as most people know is the Michelin flagship tire. Mm-hmm. And that's supposed to be taking over that, which they say they're real close, but you're talking about just a little better. They have the different compounds for handling. Alright, so we had a few issues, but we were talking about the Michelin Pilot Sport.
And we're back from commercial break.
Sport 4S's, which come on the 18s. I have them. I have the 325/30 19 on the back.
Big beats.
Yeah, they don't look wide all the time, but they're wide. And then those tires, ever since I got those have just been amazing. They're fantastic in the rain. I feel like I have just as much traction in the rain as I do in the dry with those. It's just stable through any turn. You can give it some decent throttle, even in a half throttle and second gear. Yeah, no issue. And those tires, I think they're great because they're rated for 30,000 miles. They even have a 30,000 mile warranty if you have symmetrical setup. Mm-hmm. But
you got a staggered setup.
Yeah, I got a staggered. So they do 15,000 mile warranty on it. But I figured the fronts will probably make it 30, and then the rears might not make it as much.
Why not?
The way my throttle's set up.
Do you rotate your tires? Obviously not, since you're staggered.
Yeah, I like to put 325 stuff. Really.
Obviously not, but for the box
square setup.
The square setup on a car.
Yeah, that's what they plan it for.
I would never rotate my car tires.
I'm like, I ain't got time for that.
Ain't no time.
I'll do that next week.
No, I never did, because one, the rears are always you're always gonna burn through those quicker. Yeah. So don't even do it. So.
Yeah. So and then plus I want to be wider in the back anyway.
Right, and I'm that's how I sit now. Like I said, I got the Nitto G2s on the car, and I'm staggered as well. I got a 295 30 20 on the car, and a 275 30 20 on the fronts. And
Right.
yeah, dry traction. There's just no dry traction at all through first and second gear. So anyway, hey, do you want to bring in a special guest?
Yeah. Let's get this guest in here. Come on. Oh, she's
Yeah,
shy.
now we're all
she's
shy. Now we're shy. Come on, stand behind the camera and be funny, but won't do it in front of the camera, huh?
Yeah.
Weak sauce. Anyway, but if you guys have any comments, let us know what kind of tire you're running, what combos work for you.
Right.
Drop them in the comments. Fred, do we have any comments for this week?
Well, we haven't finished talking about the tires yet.
Well, I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. Do your
Yeah.
thing. Do your thing.
I think we should save the comments for the end.
Well, no. Well, we are going, but I mean, do we have any tire comments for this week?
Tire
No?
comments? No.
Yeah, no.
No tire comments.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, as you said, we probably go to a different tire. What tire do you think you would try next?
My next tire, well, I mean, everyone is ranting and raving about the Michelin tire.
Yeah, the only issue I know for my set, being the 19s, different sizes and widths and stuff cost. I know for my set, I paid $1,400.
Right, it's not, I mean,
Yeah,
be
for the
prepared to
set.
bring your checkbook.
Yeah, it's not a cheap tire, but
Uh,
you're getting what you pay for kind of situation.
right, yeah. And and that is, if you're going to buy that tire, I mean, that's a dedicated street all-season tire, in my opinion.
Well, it's a summer tire,
Right, but it's
it's good for all weathers other than cold.
Right. I think it's for the Mustang owner who just wants if you're looking for the best bang for the buck tire on the market right now, in our opinion,
Yeah, it's just top of the line.
Michelin is, I think,
Yeah, it's leading the way right now. And then after that, so that's most of the daily driver. There's obviously tons of tires and tons of different reasons to buy different tires. If you have any questions at any point or thoughts on tires or what you think you have or what you like, just let us know. I think the next category would be more of like a
weekend warrior.
weekend warrior.
drag
Maybe you
radio
only
tire.
drive your car 1,000 miles a month or something, or you don't drive it very much, or just a weekend thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can run, say, like a Mickey Thompson ET Street SS, so where it's like a nice drive around tire, but
Right.
it still has really good traction.
Right.
There's a couple of different tires like that. That's the one I hear mainly about. I know they have like the ET Street R's, which they have a radial and a bias ply.
Right, and that
But
it's a good thing you brought up bias ply, because depending on what you have, if you got an auto car, you can kind of get away with a
Yeah, most
With a different
people with
tire.
a drag radial, with the stiff sidewall, the bias ply means the sidewall doesn't have the steel belts in it, so it is more likely to be able to bunch up and absorb.
and wrinkle up on you and
traction,
give you that wrinkle, that little bit of sidewall wrinkle. That way you're not shocking the drivetrain on the
Right.
car initially. When
And then
you're
there's
launching the car.
there's like the Toyota triple eights.
Triple eights,
Those are super popular. Among those, there's more of a track tire, like a autocross type deal.
Right.
But they're just so grippy that a lot of people use them just for like maybe some Mexico runs,
right
stuff
right.
like that. But these are more tires that are not so good in the rain.
Right, and then it's a good thing you brought that up. It's like these tires, we don't recommend any spirited driving with these tires.
Yeah, they're not
in the rain.
Well, in the rain, you're pretty much going to be babying it and just hanging on.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Basically.
like a Street SS where it's got nice tread blocks on it and everything, brand new. They'd probably be okay.
Mm.
A lot of people like to run the 555 Rs from Nitto, which is a decent. They're not the grippiest tire, but they do have some grip in them. And they have some nice tread blocks as well, and they're on the cheaper side. You can get the 555Rs pretty cheap.
Yeah. And that depends on rim size too. I mean,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're
depending
running
on
a big boy rim,
20s, 18s.
then you're going to be spending a little bit more money.
Right. There's not really a lot of market for that mid-range because you're kind of one way or the other. So most people I know run the Street SSs just because they're really good grip, and you'll probably get about 6,000 miles out of them.
Yeah, I mean that's being exceptionally generous.
Yeah, depending on
how many times you go to the track.
Yeah, how
I mean,
far
I
you're
think
driving.
four trips to the track and you're pretty much cashed.
Yeah, like if you're cruising on the highway for 6,000 miles, they probably last longer.
If you're a highway car, then you
Yeah.
can probably get them out to about 6,000.
But yeah, that's usually for a lot of people love those. So in the middle range where you're looking for, you don't care about tread life. A lot of people do like the NTO5Rs.
Yeah, but I had a 93 Code Red, I put a BF Goodrich drag radial in the car.
Yeah, there's other brands too.
And that seemed to, be a little sticky.
I have a spare set of 17s right now that have NTO5Rs on them. That's what had on them when I bought them.
Right.
And so I'm wearing those out now with the occasional trip that I get. But that's my goal, is to wear those out and then get new tires. And then for the next category, which I plan on replacing those, will be the ET Street R's bias plies. And I want to go with a 28-inch tire just because I'm a manual and I want that wrinkle of the softer sidewalls to help absorb the shock.
Exactly.
So moving on to the tires, then you're talking about, maybe a street radial, what they call just enough to qualify as a DOT tire, all the way to a straight slick like a Hoosier QTP, which I think stands for QuickTime Pro or something like that. And then of course Mickey Thompson of course has their own straight drag radials. I think there's a M&H Race Master is another one.
I've heard some not good stories about some of the Mickey Thompsons coming apart. Tread pattern coming. You heard anything like that? Or
no, I heard of the M&H Race Masters.
Is that the one I'm thinking about?
There's skinnies, the front runners. I've heard seen a couple of stories. I don't know how true they are.
Right. I've seen a couple
But
posts.
some people lost some tread off of their front skinnies. Yeah.
And hopefully they've cleared that up. And we're not trying to knock it by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it was a thing we've seen for a little bit.
Right.
But I've always known them to be a good tire.
Right.
They're drag radials, drag tires, and everything. But it happens. Companies hit hiccups sometimes.
Right, it's a Friday tire. It's a Friday.
Yeah.
30 minutes before
They
5.
wanted to get out. They didn't quite glue it down.
Right.
But I've heard a lot of good things about the Street R's, and that's why I want to go with them. If I had an auto, I'd probably just get a Street SS, just because they're supposed to deliver really well traction, and shouldn't be too many problems driving them around on the street. So you can just slap them on at home, drive them to the track, race it, take them off when you get back home.
Right.
And that's most of the coverage. I'm not sure if I'm missing a tire.
There's
tons of tires.
There's tons of tires.
I try to hit the big names, the ones that people are really considering.
But it kind of just depends on when you're looking for a tire, what are you trying to accomplish?
Yeah, it comes down to your end goal. What do you want out of the tire?
If you are tracking your car, if you're drag strip, autocross.
Yeah, if you're doing turns, you're going to be more into the NTO1s, the RAAA.
Right, you're going to want a tire that's got a good solid sidewall.
Right.
If you're drag racing, then you're going to want a tire that has a nice soft sidewall.
Right.
Daily driver car, every day. Same thing.
Something that's going to last.
It's something that's got a great tread pattern.
So if you have any questions or maybe some stuff we've missed that you're not sure about or just want us to, just let us know. Leave us a comment. We'll do our best to answer you with what we know and any experiences that we might have had.
Right.
But we can finish up with one of our.
We had a question from a viewer.
One of our questions
from a subscriber. Hopefully a subscriber. If not, please subscribe next time you see us.
Hopefully in the future it'll be a subscriber. Yeah. This is from Moctezuma M. He says, "Hey guys, do you think I should stick with my Ford Racing exhaust or upgrade to headers, put that upgrade towards headers, or use a Corsa Extreme?" Basically, as Ford Racing exhaust, the catback probably similar to mine, and then he wants to know if he should replace that with a Corsa Extreme catback or get headers. And I'm assuming he means like long tube headers.
Right. Okay. So he either wants us to recommend headers, or he wants us to recommend where does he want his money to go?
Right.
Okay. Good question. If it was me, I would probably go for performance. But the best thing about that though is if you're going to get headers, you're going to get some sound out of it. So your Ford Performance exhaust is going to sound a little bit more beefy.
Right, I would definitely, because you're not sure what nobody's real sure once they go long tubes, like what is the exhaust going to sound like. Especially you go long tubes, and if you're doing long tubes and pulling the cats out, the sound is going to change dramatically.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that's going to, you're not going to, even if you went Corsas and they sound good.
You're changing your catback. but you're really only going to gain maybe, of course, it gives you maybe 3 to
Yeah,
5 more horsepower than what you're already getting.
You're not gaining much off.
It's going to sound a little better. It's going to sound better,
Yeah.
in my opinion. In my opinion, because I run courses, but
Running
you're
into
not,
the ground.
you're not going to have that performance upgrade.
Right. You're not gonna. It's just gonna sound good.
Right.
But with long tubes, it could sound.
Right.
Good.
It'll sound good.
And if you're going
give
long
you
tubes
about,
and
what,
cats, you're gonna
anywhere
need
from
a tune though.
15 to 20 horsepower, 15 to 30 horsepower.
Yeah, depending on what other
with,
mods
right,
that you
and
have.
with a tune.
But yeah, you're gonna have to get a tune if you're pulling the cats out. If I wouldn't really recommend doing headers if you're gonna.
Did he say what kind of car he has? A 2-valve, 3-valve? No.
No,
Just-
I assume with the Ford Racing exhaust, he's probably getting the same thing. It doesn't say anything about his
Okay.
car. The Corsa Extreme, I mean, I guess they do have them for other models.
Yeah.
But I'm just assuming he's S550. But I would recommend long tube headers, pull the cats out, and of course with that you have to have a tune. And that you're going to get some nice quality sound, and you're going to get a nice bump in power. So,
Right.
2 birds, 1 stone. Nobody's
Absolutely.
mad about that.
No, absolutely, and I think that's a great question. Thanks, guys, for hitting us up with a question. If, like I said, any kind of question, no question, we'll try to give you one. We're only going to we're giving you our opinion, so we're not.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong, obviously.
We're
not
definitely
gonna-
not experts, and don't try to pretend.
Yeah, we just
we're
DIY and
two average schmoes that have had a bunch of Mustangs and have been around the culture for a little while.
collectively between us, we've had 13,
Yeah.
14 Mustangs
Yeah,
probably.
if we sit down and probably put it down, collectively we've had probably.
Probably more than that. I think
More
I've
than
had like 10 myself.
Yeah, so we've had a few, great question. That's all I've got for this week, Fred. It's a short week, so want to thank you guys for checking us out once again, and hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, have a good one.
Peace.